Hi everyone, and welcome to yet another video. My name is Cynthia Wakeo. I'm the Communication and Events Manager here at Corporate Staffing. Today I'm joined by a very special guest. He will be talking about a course we offer here at Corporate Staffing Services called the Master HR Skills. Karibu sana, Mr. Faminas.
Thank you, Wakeo, for having me.
Are you excited to talk about this?
Yes, I'm very much excited to talk about this course. Reason being, for those of you who've been following the channel, you know I didn't begin as a HR practitioner. I began my career in the accounting finance world, and later on I changed professions to HR. So whatever we are going to discuss today is something that I personally have gone through. So very happy to discuss this and share some insights regarding this course. Yeah.
So when I come to the Corporate Staffing Services website and I see the Master HR Skills course, what should come to mind?
Now, when you think about this course, because it's very unique, I don't think there's any other place you find this course. I reflected back when I was beginning my HR journey. Here I was, qualified in accounts, finance, and somehow I had practiced a little bit in HR. But I didn't have, the skill set to get to that next level. So I remember I was very proficient in recruitment, but I think that's all I knew in terms of HR. And so the gap was I didn't understand the labor laws. I didn't know how to do performance management. I didn't know even how to come up with the HR policies and procedures, learning and development, or what a lot of people know as training and development. So looking back, I thought, there are so many professionals out there, and some of them actually are people who I also interact with. And you find the reason why they're not getting jobs, the reason why they're not getting to that next level is because in terms of qualifications they have, but in terms of skill set, there's a big gap. So you find even during interviews, someone interviewing you, they'll be able to pick, oh, okay, Wakeo, I can see you've done HR. But if I ask you a question on labor laws, you find that there's a gap. If I ask you like performance management, how do you go about it? How do you go about creating KPIs? How do you come up with a training? How do you do a training needs analysis? So the course is to bridge the gap that exists between the theory and the practical. I went through that because now when I changed professions from accounting to HR, I had to go definitely back to class to be qualified. But even what I learned there, I still had to be taught. I remember there are 3 or 4 professionals who are very instrumental into making sure now that I acquire the skill that I have in HR. Yeah. So if you're watching this course speaks to someone they're in HR right now, but they're only practicing a small aspect of HR. Or you could even be practicing HR, but you find you're not exposed to all HR areas. So that's where the course comes in. Yeah.
And I think you've covered where you explain the difference between what people cover in school and day-to-day life in their work.
Oh, yes. And I can tell you for sure there's a big gap. For example, we were taught HR policies, but no one taught me how to formulate a HR policy. And I can assure you, as a HR professional, there's a possibility you'll encounter such a situation. Why? Because even if you join an organization that already has a HR policy, you might be asked to review that HR policy. Times are changing. Like for now, we have all these hybrid and remote working, and HR professionals they've had to update the HR policy. So if you've never done it before, it's either you pay a consultant such as ourselves, or you learn how to do it. Yeah. So our goal with this course, as the name suggests, the Master HR Skills, is we want to take you through the units, the most important units, and if you're able to master them, as the name suggests, then you can work in any institution, whether NGO, government, or even the private sector.
All right. And that's very interesting. You say that because as an accountant, as you were, here I am, I have been assigned HR duties in my workplace, but I do not have a HR background. Does this course equip me to actually do these things professionally?
That's a very good question. And the reason why I'm saying it's a good question is the class that we offer, you'll find 30 to 40% of the professionals who attend the course, they are not HRs per se, but you find this head of a department, or you find this a senior professional who deals with people. Now, whenever you are dealing with people, you're always practicing an element of HR. So whatever you take you through also, and that is why even those the people who are not in HR sign up, is because they're able to see the benefit. For example, a unit we cover is performance management. That cuts across. Even you who's in communication or even the other team members who are in production, there's an element of KPIs. So how do you generate KPIs? How do you come up with job descriptions? How do you even do your hiring, recruitment, and selection? So you will definitely benefit because you don't have to have the title of a HR for you to be practicing some of the roles that HR does practice. I remember there's a gentleman, he was a finance manager. He stands out because the organization he was working for, they didn't have a HR and they were not looking to employ a HR anytime soon. So he came and he said at the end of the course, when I interacted with him, he said, actually, whatever we've covered, this is what he does on a day-to-day basis. Yeah. And there's also an engineer. For him, he also does a lot of trainings. So what attracted him, what made him sign up for the course is that aspect of how do you do the training needs analysis. Yeah.
And I guess that covers the success stories from this specific course.
Yes. Yes. So indeed, we do get feedback, and very good feedback. Primarily, majority of the people who sign up for the course, for sure, yes, they are HR professionals. And a month doesn't go without someone coming to tell you, oh, Pamina, I've gone for interviews and I'm feeling confident. I'm now able to sell myself. Others tell you, well, I'm looking to transition. There's this interview and there's an offer letter. So, but the biggest benefit, apart from you getting interviews, and interviews are important and career growth is important, the biggest benefit is they'll give you confidence in your work, such that from day one when you attend the class, you start seeing the benefit, because even with your current employer, you will now be able to execute your duties in a better way. If you're not working, you'll have the confidence such that now when you apply for a job with a certificate and they call you for an interview, you'll now be able to sell yourself better. Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm interested in this class. Let's talk investment. How much time will I invest to take this course, and how much money am I looking at?
A good question, because at the end of the day, people do have to consider the investment. So the way we've structured the class is that, let me first answer the time aspect. So it's a 10-week period. So what we do is, it's an evening class. So it's staggered. So in a week, we could be having 2 classes, because out of those classes, you also have homework. So remember, it's not just, we don't want to take you through a course where you just tick a box. So it's for you to get practical skills. So we do have homeworks, we do have discussions. So in terms of planning, plan for 2 months. In terms of time, duration, but they are staggered. So in a week, like I've said, you can meet twice or thrice, depending on the schedule or what the tutor has prepared. In terms of the cost, it's very affordable. We do allow you to pay in installments. So if you're working and obviously under a tight budget, we don't get everything. We don't take everything from your salary. So you can be able to pay in installments. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for covering that. So if someone is considering taking this course, what would you advise them?
I think the first step and most important is to get as much information about the course. So if you are watching this video on the course page, so I would request that you fill your details on the form below. And then one of our training coordinators will be able to get in touch with you, answer as many questions as you might be having. And then we look forward to seeing you in the class. Then, but even before you fill the form, there's the testimonial video you can watch. And as you're going to notice, it's testimonial from varied professionals. Some of them are HR practitioners. Others are managers who just got interested with the course. So it's good you get as much information as possible. And we are looking forward to engaging you.
Thank you so much for that informative session. I actually thought this course is only for HR professionals. But as long as you're dealing with people, I have now learned that I can actually take up this course. And maybe you'll be seeing me in the next class.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Thank you so much for watching this video. As you've heard, as long as you're dealing with people, this course is for you. Please fill in the form below and we will see you in the next class. Thank you.